this is Michele and I. Welcome to your March astrology. Before I get into that, because it's an emotional and exciting month, let me just say I'm not going to be doing my usual weekly astrology, but I will be doing a fortnightly astrology, and that's because I'm off on an awfully big adventure. I'm off to Sedona and the Joshua Tree and all sorts of mystical and magical places, and I'll be back with lots of adventures to share with you. So forgive me, I haven't got enough time to do everything. I love you. Anyway, back to March. It's an interesting month because there's 2 full moons, so it's going to be pretty emotional. On top of that, we have Jupiter and Mercury going retrograde, so expect some news from the past. Here's your monthly astrology. Taurus, the energy of this month is basically twofold. 2 of the things that you can use the energy of the universe to work on is collaborations, meetings, groups, the internet, all things where you're linked to humanity in some way, or you're working in a group to succeed in some way. All of that is really well highlighted for you this month, and some really interesting group meetings and get-togethers. And also, if you want to dominate the internet, or you want to send out an idea and make it go viral, you've got a really good chance of achieving that this month. The second energy is all about your psychic ability, your ability to have a deeper relationship with people, your search for the meaning of life and your soul's journey. Both of these vibes are very intense and leave you plotting and planning where you're going to take the next level of your life. Of course, we're coming to the end of a cycle for you because very soon we're coming into Taurus season, and so you're gearing up to sort of process everything that's gone on in the past year and deal with stuff and look at what it means to you, what you've learnt, where you've travelled from, and indeed where you want to go. But let's start at the beginning, and in the beginning we have Venus, your ruler, trine Jupiter. Now that has got to be good news. Venus, the planet of love, joining forces with the planet of good fortune, expansion, and the evolution of your spirit. And actually Venus at the moment is in your position of groups of people, and you know, you're loving hanging out with people. And if you're not, might I suggest that you get out and about, because you may well meet a lover or take your relationship further if you kind of socialise. And Jupiter, for most of this year, is in your relationship zone, which is great. So you are expanding, growing and changing your relationships. The way that Jupiter works, though, is that we have to extend ourselves. We can't just go, oh yeah, great, you know, Jupiter's going to bring me a nice juicy romance, happy days. No, we have to change our patterns, look at the way we behave in relationships or what we expect from relationships, and work on ourselves and take a few risks. And then Jupiter gives us a great big bundle of treasure. Am I speaking too fast? I did have a comment last month that I speak too fast, so I would try and slow it down. Anyway, what else is happening? Of course, we have 2 full moons, and the first full moon for you is in a great place. It's in your happy place. It's in your creative place. You could have a real creative revelation or inspiration on the 2nd. I think it's the 1st if you're in the USA, and you're feeling very, very excited and sexy and passionate around the 2nd. So, you know, there's certainly a jolt of that energy around you. Then also on the 2nd, we have Mercury trine Jupiter. Again, Mercury is in your position of collaboration. It's your buzzword for this month. And yeah, there could be a very interesting communication with someone that feels very intimate and nice and cozy and cheers you up. We also have Mercury shifting signs, Venus shifting signs, and going into that spiritual place for you where you're seeking enlightenment when it comes to your intimate relationships. Be careful though, because that energy can also be an illusion. You know, it's the kind of when we have that energy, we could just fall and become infatuated with someone, and we don't care about reason or reality or even boundaries. It's like this primal, well, maybe primal's the wrong word, this kind of, you know, ache in our soul that we must merge with that person. But sometimes it can be an illusion. We're very easily hoodwinked when that energy is around, but it is deliciously intimate and romantic. So, you know, keep your wits about you, Taurus. We have Jupiter going retrograde. So, and for you, actually, an ex-lover may turn up. Again, check out that they've changed if you want to go down that road. But Jupiter's going back in your relationship zone. So there may be Lots of things for you to learn, heal and grow from to do with past relationships. We have Venus square Saturn, which is making you struggle with your responsibilities, possibly in a relationship, or there's a sense of restriction and you want to change things so that you can express yourself more freely. We have the Sun trine Jupiter. I mean, actually, I have to say, on balance, looking at this, relationships look good this month if you do the work. The new moon is also giving you a new start when it comes to collaborating and meeting people and hooking up with people. And, you know, you would be foolhardy not to take advantage of that energy. For me, astrology is all about taking advantage and using whatever's going on in the cosmos as kind of petrol to get things done. So this new moon could bring the ending and the beginning of new groups of people in your life. Mars is also shifting signs and going into your house of adventure. So you're pushing yourself a lot further when it comes to adventure. We also have Mercury going retrograde, which is a pain in the bum. There could be, from the 23rd, just be careful about what's said. Be careful what you say. If you're saying something inappropriate, secrets can come to the surface. So just make sure that you are, you know, being honourable, and also that you know, what you're talking about is what you mean. Otherwise, it could get very messy. Finally, we have, Venus is also conjunct Uranus on the 29th. So there's all sorts of fated and mysterious happenings and meetings and attractions this month. And finally, with the full moon, you are urged to look into yourself and find a way to be healthy, to balance things, and to ground yourself so you can take this magical energy that's around you and create something wonderful. Because it's great to have a dream, but when we start to use the... lecture you, but when we put the practical steps in, we make that dream a reality. Take care, gorgeous, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for listening, gorgeous. Just to say, I've got some amazing new stuff on the website. We've got a natal chart and a description, not just the pretty will, but all the stuff about you written down for free on michelleknight.com or horoscope.co.uk. Obviously, I've got my fabulous psychics, all handpicked by me, and tons of free tarot readings, articles, and loads of written astrology, weekly, daily, and yearly. Take care, gorgeous.